अंत स्वामी इति नामिने नमा ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देव्यै गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पश्चादेशतारिणे ना जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद जय Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Ribol. Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladeva, Jai Subhadra, bolo. Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladeva, Jai Subhadra. Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladeva, Jai Subhadra. Jagannath Swami Nayana Patgami, Nayana Patgami Bhava Sume. Bol. Jagannath Swami. Jagannath Swami Nayana Patgami, Nayana Patgami Bhava Sume. Jagannath Swami Nayana Patgami, Nayana Patgami Bhava Sume. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Nitai Gaura Sundar, Nitai Gaura Sundar, Gaura Sundar, Jaya. Jaya Nitai Gaura Sundar, Nitai Gaura Sundar, Gaura Sundar, Jaya. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura.
Paramahamsa Parvartikacharya Asatara Sadashishi Madhasavan Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Anantakoti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Shri Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Dvaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gogopinath Shai Makunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhana Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dhama Ki Jai, Mathura Dhama Ki Jai, Navadvip Mayapur Dhama Ki Jai, Jagannath Puri Dhama Ki Jai, Gangamaya Jamuna Devi Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Tulsi Maharani Ki Jai, Samaveta Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai, Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hiranyakasipu Rakshaya Silatam Kanakalai Vito Nishinho Parto Nishinho Yato Yato Yamitato Nishinho Daye Nishinho Hidaye Nishinho Narasingha Dhamin Saranam Prapade Karakamalavarenakam Agrita Shringa Dalita Hiranyakasipu Dhanavrenga Keshavadrita Nararirupa Jagadisha Hare Jagadisha Hare Jagadisha Hare Keshavadrita Nararirupa Jagadisha Hare Jagadisha Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jai Srinade, 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 Srinade. Jai Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jai Prahlad Maharaj. Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Sringadev Bhagavan ki jai, Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, and welcome to the new Jagannath Puri Temple Sunday Love Feast program. Our guest speaker for today is Her Grace Urmila Devi Dasi. Welcome to our temple, Mataji. Mataji has been in the movement since 1973, and she is a teacher of Bhakti Yoga. She is an initiated disciple of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and as a member of the renounced order of Vanaprastha, she regularly visits temples and holy places worldwide to hold discourses on topics of yoga, mantra meditation, and living in spiritual consciousness within the world. She also publishes articles and books, both for adults and children, on the science of bhakti. Mataji also holds a PhD in education and has been a principal in the education field and a principal for 27 years. Welcome to our temple, Mataji. A big Haribol for Mataji, everyone. So before Mataji begins, please can I ask all of you to switch your cell phones off or on silent? Hare Krishna. I just want to do a little technical check. So, where's our tech guy? Yeah. That's just coming out of the computer speakers. Stereo. Not picking up another device at all. Your speakers on? It's not here. It's not giving it as an option. Thank you for your patience with this. There's something very special, and I would like to have it done right. just trying to get this to work. The aim was to get here before you did Guru Puja, so we could test it before that, and that didn't happen. Sorry. We tried. So is that speaker working? Well, but why wouldn't my laptop pick it up? Well, let's try it again. Let's just try it again. Now it sees it. Sorry about that. Do you want me to adjust the volume here, or you want to adjust it there? Yeah. Okay, again, thank you for your patience with that. Sometimes these things work quickly, and sometimes they don't. Do you also have any kirtan before the class, or? The class ends at what time? Okay, then I think we should just start. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharane Nivasesa Sunivani Paskacharya Satarne Vanchakalpati Paschakri Pasnivya Vatapati Tanam Pavanevyo Vaishnavebhi Namo Namaha. So Srila Prabhupada calls this the Krishna consciousness movement, to always be conscious of Krishna. And our great Acharya, our great teacher, Srila Rupa Goswami, says that we should always, what? Does anyone know? Always remember Krishna. Is that easy or hard? Hard, yeah. I think for most people it's a little hard. Because we tend to be thinking about and remembering what we're perceiving through our senses and what we're engaged with at the moment. And thinking about Krishna sounds like, we have to always think about him in Vrindavan herding his cows, and that may be a little, it may seem that it doesn't quite work with driving our car and doing our job and those kind of things. But it's very interesting. In the car here, we were talking a little bit about yoga. So in the 6th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna talks about yoga, he ends by saying, Yoginam api sarvesham madgaten antaratmana shraddhavam bhajate yomam samayuktatamo mataha. The best yogi is one who's always thinking of me. So one would imagine that right after saying that Krishna is going to describe himself in terms of his transcendental pastimes in the spiritual world. But he doesn't. He describes how to think of him in this world. Then later, in the 8th chapter, Krishna says, Yam yam vapi smaram bhavam twajachante kalevaram tam tam evaiti konteya sadatad bhava bhavita. Whatever we think about when we die, when we leave this body, determines our next body. And again, you would think that after that, Krishna is going to say, so leave everything, Arjuna. Walk away from this battlefield. How are you going, your mind's going to be absorbed here in Dronacharya and Duryodhana. But what does he say in the next verse, 8:7? Mam anusmaram yujacha. Think of me while you're fighting. And in the next chapter, chapter 9, he continues his themes from chapter 7 of how to think of him in this world. A similar theme is there in the Bhagavatam, the 2nd canto, 8th canto, 10th canto, 12th canto, and other places, how we can find Krishna in this world. We want to become free from duality. Duality means thinking, okay, Krishna's here in the temple, he's here on Sunday at 11 o'clock, and on Monday at 2 o'clock, I don't know where he is. So what we're going to do is go through most of the verses in the Bhagavad Gita where Krishna says how we can find him in this world. And when we practice this, Srila Prabhupada says, we won't be in this world. So in our book, we only have, 1 or 2 copies left, I think. I'm sorry. If any of you still wanted a copy, you can get it online on Amazon. But in our book, we have some quotes from Prabhupada. Our book goes much deeper than I'll be going today. And we have some quotes from Prabhupada in our Shastra and our Acharyas about what happens when we meditate like this. And one of my favorite is where Prabhupada says that if we think like this, there'll be no material world. And one lecture, he says it 3 times. He said, there'll be no material world, there'll be no material world, there'll be no material world. Now, we'll still be geographically here, but we won't experience it as the material world. What do you think? Does that sound good? Yes? No? You can't be sleepy on a Sunday midday. So what I'd like you to do as we're going through this, if you have something to take notes on, your phone or a piece of paper, and I'm going to ask you at the end to let me know which of these specific things you would like to meditate on in the coming week. So as we're going through, why don't you pick 1, 2, or at most 3 things that really strike you as something you'd like to meditate on. So we're going to be going through this Bhagavad Gita chapters 7, 9, 10, and 15. And those of you who stay till the end, we have a special surprise. All right, everybody ready? All right. Starting with chapter 7. So first Krishna says that he is Om. He actually says this 3 times. So we know that this whole creation started with sound, and that sound was Om. And the scientists tell us that even in solid matter, everything is moving. The atoms are moving, the molecules are moving, and this movement means sound. And the sound everything is making is Om. Now, besides Krishna just being there in Om, he's there in all of the sounds. There's an amazing lecture where Srila Prabhupada says, if you don't want to chant Hare Krishna, you can find Krishna in all the sounds. Now, this is a very quiet place. It's nice, huh? You don't hear any traffic. You hear a few birds. This is an interesting one to meditate on. I like it because it's a little bit of an intellectual challenge, and I like intellectual challenges. You know, we'll be hearing like the sound of a big truck or something, and like, how's that Krishna? But actually, all of these sounds are Krishna. The Bhagavatam explains that they're emanating from his ears. Then Krishna says he's the seed. This is also something he says 3 times. So the process of bhakti yoga is compared to a seed, that the guru plants the seed of bhakti in the heart, and we water it with hearing and chanting until it goes through the coverings of the universe to produce flowers and fruits at the lotus feet of the Lord. And Krishna says he is righteous romance. When you see husband and wife that are loving, respectful with each other, and they're producing children that they're doing their best to raise in transcendent life, that is Krishna. The strength of the strong, free of passion and desire. When we use our strength to protect others, and when we see others using their strength in that way, that is Krishna. The heat and fire. Well, this room is rather hot, isn't it? Yeah? I once read the scientists say that the universe is a cold, impersonal machine. But that is not true. Can we become aware of the heat in this room? That's a nice sound. So heat is indicative of life. Something that is alive is warm. And warmth is also indicative of love. We talk about a warm embrace or a cold look. When we become aware of the heat around us and even in our own bodies, then we know that Krishna is full of life and love. The original fragrance of the earth. How amazing. The same sun, the same water, the same soil, and you have gardenias and frangipanis and champaks and all these different scents. Srila Prabhupada says that even if you don't read the Shastra, and even if you don't have a guru, you can find God in the fragrance of a flower. The penance of ascetics. So what is penance? At its most basic form, penance means I've done something wrong, and I want to put things back into balance. Just like sometimes we do something wrong, and then we are expected to apologize. So is that easy or hard, giving a genuine apology? Easy or hard? Hard. It's very hard because it cuts a bit away of the false ego. I remember reading on social media about a year or two ago, someone posted, "Oh, my authorities have asked me to write a genuine apology. So if any of you are so sensitive that you were offended by what I did, I'm really sorry for that." Yeah. So the ascetics are those who actually dedicate their lives to putting things back in balance. It's very interesting in Bhagavatam 2.9.23, right before the Chatur Sloki, or the 4 core verses of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna says, "Tapo me hridayam sakshat." Hriday is heart, sakshat is directly. Penance is directly my heart. And he says, Atmaham tapaso, I myself am penance. The life of all that lives. If we can become aware of our sense of being alive, to feel our aliveness. I am alive. And then to become aware that everyone in this room also has a sense of being alive. And the plants, the trees, the insects, animals, everyone in this world has this aliveness. The world is full of aliveness, and that is Krishna. The intelligence of the intelligent. So all of us have some intelligence, and we sometimes do things that are very intelligent, yes? Sometimes we do something and we go, whoa, that was smart. That's Krishna. Prowess. Prowess means skilled strength. When we actually practice to develop our strength in some area, we develop skill in that. That is Krishna. The light of the sun. This is also something that Krishna says 3 times. So if we can become aware of the sunlight in this room, we have hardly any artificial light, just on the altar, and through the windows, even though the sun is so far away, this whole room is full of light. Light gives us a sense of security, of knowledge, helps us to perform all activities, and that sunlight, which again, we're hardly ever aware of it. Oh yeah, there's sunlight in the room. That is Krishna. And the light of the moon. Krishna is often compared to moonlight. We have a wonderful song, Nitai Padakamala, how the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda are as soothing as millions of moons, because that is Krishna. And our ability, this is a very easy one to meditate on at any time, because we're always using some ability. Right now we're all using ability just to sit and to see and to hear. Try wriggling your toes. How do we do that? That's Krishna. And every time we do anything or see anyone displaying any ability, that is Krishna. The taste of water, this is something Srila Prabhupada refers to a lot. Rasoham apsukanteya, so especially on a hot day when we're working hard and then we come and get some nice refreshing water. Actually, Srila Prabhupada says that this verse refers to any liquid, orange juice, mango juice, anything that has this rasa, this taste of everything. And the Bhagavatam says that this is actually coming from the tongue of the Lord. So we looked at chapter 7. These are verses that Srila Prabhupada refers to a lot. There's one class in Tokyo where one student said to Prabhupada, "How can I see God?" Prabhupada said, "See him as he is recommending. The taste in water, the light of the sun, the sound in ether." So going now from chapter 7 to chapter 9. I am the ritual, I am the kratu. So in all of our lives, we have so many rituals. Just like when I visit our older son. So, when we're putting away the clean dishes, so we put the plates here and the cups here. And when I visit our younger son, we put the plates here and the cups here. They have different rituals. And those rituals are indicative of their desire. In the same way, the rituals that we prosecute in Bhakti Yoga are indicative of Krishna's desire. And Krishna and his desire are the same. Not only the rituals, but also the yajna, which Prabhupada usually translates as sacrifice. A yajna means some ceremony of connection with the divine. So even if you want to connect with another human on this planet, you have to have a ceremony. Like if I want to connect with my daughter, I have to do a ceremony. I have to get out my phone. I have to make sure it's, on a network, make sure that it has a charge, have the right number. If I just have one digit wrong, it won't work. And then I have to check the time, because she's 7 hours earlier, right? I don't want to call her at her 1 o'clock in the morning, or I won't make a good connection. So a lot of the Vedic yajnas are like that. They're very particular, right? There's examples given in the Bhagavatam. You just say the mantra just a little bit wrong, and a monster comes out of the fire, right? You really got to know what you're doing. But all of these different yajnas, they're the ways that Krishna wants to connect with us. Just like some people want to connect with us through WhatsApp, other people through Messenger, and other people through Telegram, and some people through email. And so Krishna has his way of wanting to connect, and that is himself. And the offering to the ancestors. So Krishna is very pleased when we respect the elders in the family. Jai Jagannath. Jai Shishi Gornitai. When we respect the family elders, when we respect the proper family traditions, Krishna is present there. And I am the healing herb. So we all know what it's like to feel sick, and we take some medicine, and we feel restored. Right? We can breathe nicely again, or we have energy again. Even the modern pharmaceuticals are mostly derived from herbs, or they're synthesized chemicals from herbs. And this potency of healing, that is Krishna. The transcendental chant, if he is all sounds, then certainly he is the sound of his name. The butter, the fire, the offering, not only is he the rituals and the ceremonies, he is all the ingredients as well. And the Father, so every religion teaches us that God is the Father. So all of us have fathers. I hope all of us have a good relationship with our fathers. Many of you here are fathers. Every day we're seeing so many fathers. If you take, what is an ideal father? Someone who provides for the children, educates them, plays with them, makes sure that they have good health, right? Gives them great love. And you take that and multiply that billions of times, we'd have some idea of what is Krishna. But he says he's also the mother. So our body grows in the body of our mother, just like we are all in the body of Krishna. We are actually all in his belly, as Lord Brahma says in his prayers in the 14th chapter of the 10th canto. And the baby is nourished from the body of the mother. Also, everything that's nourishing us is coming from the body of God. And just like most mothers, and I'm sure most fathers as well, love their children even when the children go bad, isn't it? The child may be in prison, but still the mother has affection for the child. So even when we make mistakes, even when we mess up, even if we do terrible things, still, Krishna always loves us. He's always looking out for us. And I am the support. When we say, how do you support yourself? We usually mean, what kind of job do you have? Right? We have so many different kinds of support. Our buildings support us, our job, maybe our family. Emotionally, we get support from so many people. But can all of those crumble? Can all of those sources of support crumble? Yeah. But Krishna never crumbles. And the grandfather, Prabhupada would say that the grandfather is more affectionate than the father. But also this means we're in Krishna's dynasty. It's like if you do a yajna, the priest will say you're in a Chutagotra, you're in Krishna's family. And the object of knowledge, the famous scientist Louis Pasteur said that if you just study a little bit of science, you may become an atheist. But if you study science deeply, you'll have to become a theist. Anything that we look at deeply, we must see the beauty, the glory, the intelligence of Krishna. And the purifier, we do so many things to become purified. We take a bath, we wash our clothes, we clean our house, we try to eat healthily. Maybe we have some kind of physical or mental therapy that we're undergoing. But all of those means of purification only work because Krishna is there as the active principle. And again he says he's Om. I think, how can Om be God? You know, it's just a simple syllable, one syllable Om. How is this God? So Lord Brahma makes this mistake about Krishna, right? He sees little Krishna in the forest with his friends. And Krishna has some food in his left hand. And the friends are, saying to Krishna, hey, Krishna, there's a monkey over there. When Krishna looks at the monkey, they take his samosas and they take out the vegetables and put jasmine flowers in it and put it back on his plate. And Lord Brahma seen this and said, how can this simple little boy be God? And of course, then Lord Brahma saw Krishna is God. So we may also think that just Om, it's so simple, but actually it is the Lord. And I am the goal. Prabhupada says that if our mind is unsettled, means that we do not have a clear goal. When we set our goals, work towards our goals, and achieve our goals, that is Krishna. And the sustainers, so what sustains us? The air, temperature, water, food, our social network. But really, all of those sustain us because Krishna is there. And I am the master. So this is not very popular in 2024. Nobody likes to have a master. How many of you have ever had a really good boss? Anyone ever had a really good boss? God, I got 4 or 5 people. And it's usually a very small number. So whenever you have a really good boss, you can just relax and do your job. You just know that someone else, the person in charge, is just taking care of everything. So there was a story that I read by a Christian writer. And he was talking about how he, his wife, and their 2 little children got into the car. He puts the kids in their car seats, and they're driving, and they stop at a grocery store. The wife gets out, buys some things, comes back in the car. Then they stop at a petrol station, and he gets out and puts some fuel in the car and gets back in. They stop at a friend's house, and the wife gets out and gives her friend some things, gets back in the car. Then he's going on the highway, and he's going too fast. And he gets stopped by a police officer with the siren and the lights and rolls down the window, and he gets a ticket. And then they're driving on, and his 3-year-old daughter says, Daddy, where are we going? And he thought, wow, we've been in this car for 45 minutes. And from the position of a 3-year-old, what does she understand about what's happening? We stop here, Mommy gets out, we wait for her, then Daddy gets out, he does something to the car, then Mommy gets out again, and then this funny guy comes to the window with his lights and his noise, and I don't even know where we're going, but she's just sitting there happily. Why? Because she knew who was driving. So I am the witness. So we may not like this one. Krishna can see everything that I do. But it's not like that. So you can make an experiment. You can go tonight to someone who genuinely loves you And you can say, would you like to listen to me talk for 2 hours about everything I did today? See, but Krishna's actually interested. He's interested in everything we think, everything we feel, everything we desire, everything we do, not only now, but forever. I am the abode. So how do we feel when we go home? Right? I can relax. I can be my authentic self. So actually, Krishna is everywhere. And we can always find our abode in him. This is a very nice thing to remember whenever we go home, whenever we walk in the door of our home, where it's just whether it's just a little room or a huge mansion, Krishna is the abode. And he is the refuge. So there's a number of places, one of them is Bhagavatam 3:21-17, where Srila Prabhupada compares Krishna to an umbrella against the sun of Maya or the rain of Maya. Whenever we take shelter from the sun or the rain, we can remember that Krishna is the refuge and the most dear friend. So I hope that all of you have at least one friend. You know what it's like to have a friend. Somebody where you have a sense of equality, you do fun things with. They have your back, you have their back. And if you could multiply that millions and millions out to infinity, we have some sense of what a friend is Krishna. And the creation and the annihilation, so both of these fascinate us because they're Krishna. Just like little children, they build a tower out of blocks, and then what do? They knock it over. You know, there's people who make their livelihood, they earn their money by knocking over block towers and videoing it. You know that? You can go on YouTube and watch. They build these intricate towers out of blocks, and then like dominoes, you know, they push one, and then they all fall over, and they monetize this, and that's how they pay their bills. Because people are fascinated by both creation and annihilation because it's Krishna. And the basis of everything. So a secular worldview means that I tell the story of my life and the story of the world without reference to God. But actually through my joys and sorrows, my triumphs, my defeats, my clarity, my confusion, the basis of everything is Krishna. And the resting place, I really enjoyed getting these pictures. So this is something that I think about every night when I go to bed. You know, I lie down in a bed and just like, Krishna is the resting place, where we can rest physically, where we can rest mentally. Krishna is our place of rest. And again, he says he's the seed. So in most cultures of human beings in the world, the primary food, the staple food, is seeds. Wheat, rice, oats, barley, buckwheat, right? All the beans, the legumes, even a lot of our spices. The seed is the part of the plant that is the most densely nutrient-packed. So when we have prasadam today, there may be, I don't know, puris and rice and beans or any kind of seeds. We can meditate, oh, that is Krishna. And I give heat. So when we're cooking, heat makes the molecules in the food dense. That's why it creates steam. That's why heat dries your clothes. You know, it makes the water molecules in the clothes dance away from the clothes. And not only does it make the molecules in the food dense, but it releases all of the flavors, right? Liquefies the food. So when we come in front of the Lord, we also dance. And our flavors become enhanced. And as Srila Rupa Goswami says, our heart melts in love. I withhold and send forth the rain. Once when I was about 10 years old, we were driving, and it was only raining on our side of the road. Like exactly along the line. Our side, it was raining, the other side wasn't it. I can clearly remember that because I had never thought before that, well, the rain has to end at some point. So when our oldest child was about 1.5, we were living in a temple ashram, and there was a sink in the corridor. So he would take a container, and he would go over to the sink, and if somebody came by, he would hold it up, and he would say, water, water, water. And so the devotees, if they'd see him, they'd give him water. So a 1-year-old child, what do they do with a container of water? after he spilled it on the floor. Then what would he do? Right? And so the other ladies would say, Urmila, why are you giving your son water? And I say, I'm not giving him water, you're giving him water. They say, but he comes up and he's like, water, water. So sometimes Krishna turns on the tap and sometimes he turns it off. I am immortality and I am death. We are all afraid of death because we have invested our energy, our shelter, in the things of this body which are going to perish at death. We used to do a philosophical play in the early days of the movement called The Wrong Bank Account. You may know that you can put money into someone else's account if you have the right numbers. You can't take money out of their account, but you can put money in. So in this play, this man had a job, and every week when he got paid, he would put something in the bank. And then, when he went to retire, he found out there was nothing in his account because he had put it in someone else's account. Where are we investing our security, our love, our hopes, our dreams? Are they in this body, this mind, our family, our education, our possessions? If so, death is terrifying. If we understand that Krishna is death, then we no longer have this kind of terror because then we invest our hopes, our dreams, our love in him. And then we are like the kitten carried by the cat who feels security, unlike the rat carried by the cat in the same way that feels terror. But beyond death, there is immortality. Na jayate mriyate va kadachid nayam bhutva bhavitava nabuya ajo nichasasvato yam prano nahanyate hanyamane shrire. We don't die. So not only is Krishna death, he is also immortality. So we looked at chapters 7 and 9. We're going to look at chapter 10. The beginning, the middle, and the end of all beings. Our childhood, our middle age, our old age. And again, he says he's the sun. Actually, everything in this world is ultimately a transformation of sunlight. The plants transform the sunlight into food. We eat the plants, gets transformed into our body. Even the meat eaters are eating animals that are eating the plants. All these wooden items, all the trees they got, they're actually from sunlight. Everything in this world is a transformation of sunlight, and that is Krishna, the moon among the stars. When we see the moon surrounded by stars, we can remember how Krishna likes to eat surrounded by his cowherd boyfriends, or like he likes to dance surrounded by the gopis. And the mind, the master of the senses. So we yogis may feel that the mind is very troublesome, but actually such a nice explanation in Krishna's letter to the gopis through Uddhava, where Srila Prabhupada comments and explains that whatever we can think or feel or desire is all within the realm of Krishna's energy. And therefore, if we remember that, we will know that it is all not different from him. The living force or consciousness, can we become aware that we are aware? We are full of awareness. We are aware of where our ears are. We are aware of where our toes are. Even if we close our eyes, we have an awareness of how much space is in this room, in front of us, to the sides, and behind. And everyone in this room is similarly full of awareness. This whole room is saturated with awareness. And all living beings are also full of this awareness, which is Krishna. Of all the Rudras, I am Lord Shiva. So one of my godbrothers, he's now retired, but he used to work as a physician in the maximum security prison for the criminally insane. Can you imagine having that as your job? So that's Lord Shiva's job in the universe. Of bodies of water, I am the ocean. So all of you get to see the ocean regularly. The ocean looks very homogeneous and simple, but it is so deep and so vast and teeming with so many varieties of life. I think there's 24,000 kinds of plankton. So Krishna also looks very simple, but he's very deep and very broad and full of so many varieties of pastimes and qualities. And again he says he is Om. Srila Jiva Goswami analyzes this syllable Om as being made of three sounds, A, U, So Krishna also says he is A. So the A part is Krishna. Srila Jiva Goswami says the U is Srimati Radharani, and the Anushwar, is all of us. Srila Prabhupada quotes this a couple times in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Krishna already said that he is all yagyas, but especially he is the chanting of the holy name. So we were saying in so many yagyas, you have to get it just right. You know, if you do it at the wrong time, or you say one syllable wrong, then you don't make the connection. But with the holy name, we can chant silently in our mind, quietly, loudly, by yourself, in a group, in a holy place, in the toilet room, right? When we're clean, when we're dirty, when we're sick, when we're well, when we're happy, when we're sad, anywhere, any place. So it is a supreme form of connection. Of immovable things, he is the Himalayas, so I don't think any of us are going to run into the Himalayas here. Of course, we do have many mountains here and hills, which can remind you of the immovable Himalayas, immovable like Krishna's care for us and his wanting to take us to the spiritual world. And the banyan tree. So how many of you have seen a live banyan tree? How many people have you seen a live? About half of you. So if you see a big banyan, once they're really big, you can't tell where they began. You can't tell what's the original root, right? And they spread over such a distance. So like that with Krishna, Anadir Adir Govinda, he's the beginning of the beginnings spread everywhere. And he is the king. So even in 2024, people are still enamored with royalty, isn't it? When King Charles got installed, whatever that is, coronated, so many, I mean, I didn't watch, but so many people were watching. So just imagine the King of Kings, how interesting and attractive he must be. And the thunderbolt, the lightning, that can split trees and buildings and mountains, that captures the nitrogen from the air and brings it into the soil, that illuminates, that is Krishna. And among cows, the Surabhi cows are said to give unlimited quantities of milk and whatever you could desire. So Krishna is described like this in the Ishopanishad, the self-sufficient philosopher who's been fulfilling everyone's desires since time immemorial. Or also we hear Nitya Nityanam, Chaitanya Chaitanam, Eko Bhakanam Yo Vidadati Kaman. The one living entity who's been giving all the desires of all the living entities forever. So this is a picture of Pradyumna and his wife Rati. So of course there are many, many causes, many reasons why people have children, but of all those reasons, Krishna says that he is the love and attraction between the husband and the wife. And he is Yamaraj. Whenever we read about some criminal that finally got convicted and punished, we know there is Yamaraj. Sometimes in life things appear to be unfair, but behind everything, behind the so-called apparent unfairness of life, we know there is Krishna as Yamaraj meting out perfect justice. And time, we try to use time, right? Beat time, save time. Sometimes we waste time. But actually there is Krishna as time wearing everything down. And there's nothing we can do to stop this wearing down of time. But if we remember him in this moment, and this moment, and this moment, and this moment, and this moment, then we will not feel disturbed by this wearing down of time. The lion that when it roars, all the animals run away. Like when Krishna speaks truth in the Gita, the atheists, the demons, they all run away. And the wind, up here on the top of the hill, you get a nice breeze, yeah? You know how your clothes smell when you put them out in the wind, so fresh And if you have a musty room, you open it up and it gets the breeze that it smells so purified. That action of the wind to purify, that is Krishna. And Parasaram, who roots out corruption in government whenever there are people who are speaking truth to power and destroying corruption in leadership, that represents Parasaram. And officious, Krishna says he is the Makara. Here you see a picture of Ganga on a Makara. We don't really see Makaras, you know? Krishna wears Makara earrings. There's no English translation for this word. Prabhupada usually translates it as shark. Sometimes he translates it as dolphin. Sometimes he translates it as crocodile, the great beasts of the deep. And the Ganges, Mother Ganga, coming from beyond the universe to purify us, living spiritual water, coming from the piercing of the universal coverings by the toe of the Lord as Vamandev, Padanakanira Janita Janapamana. And he's the beginning, the middle, and end of everything. The bottom of the sandwich, the middle of the sandwich, the top of the sandwich, the planning the festival, the having the festival, the cleaning up after the festival, the planning the journey, the arriving at the destination, the coming back home. He is the science of the self. So who is the self? The self, our real self, the soul, is glorious. We have the qualities of God to a minute degree, but we're very minute, so that's okay. We're all beautiful. We're all effulgent. We're youthful. We're geniuses. We're powerful. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita in the 6th chapter, verse 20, he says, when you can perceive the self, you will relish and rejoice in the self, and you'll think there's nothing greater to be attained. You'll always be in truth. Nothing will disturb you. So what greater science than the science of knowing our own self? And then he says he is Vada. Vada means discussions. When we park our ego at the door, and all we're concerned with is truth. Generally, Vada occurs between guru and disciple, but it can also occur between equals. And think of how you feel when you've had a Vada discussion. When people aren't interested in doing anything with their ego, they just want to find truth. How does Krishna describe this? Trisyanti cha ramanti cha. Isn't it like that? We just feel happy and satisfied having these kind of conversations. Unfortunately, Vada is not the only kind of conversation. There's also Jalpa and Vitanda. Jalpa is when you're not looking for truth. You're just trying to win. So I had a weeks-long conversation with one devotee, and after it was going on and on, finally I said, what do you want? She said, I just want you to say that I am right. That is Jalpa. Vitanda, you're not trying to find truth, and you're not even trying to establish anything, you're just trying to destroy. You're just trying to show that the other person is wrong. So there's Vada, Jalpa, and Vitanda, and of all of those, Krishna is Vada. So of all the letters, he is If we can try making the sound can you try? You'll notice you didn't use your lips, your tongue, or your teeth. This sound is the most basic sound upon which all language is built. An inexhaustible time. Our good times come, our good times go. Our bad times come, our bad times go. But through all of them is Krishna. An all-devouring death. This is not just the final death of this body, but all the little deaths in life. The death of our education, the death of a job, the death of where we live, the death of a relationship, the death of a festival, the death of an idea, the death of a project, all the little deaths along the way. The death of our most loved pair of shoes that they don't make anymore. All of those little deaths are Krishna. But if I've already given everything to Krishna, then I will not be distressed at these. When the Lord in the form of Vamandev came to beg charity from Bali Maharaj, and his guru Sukracharya said to Bali, don't give him anything, Bali said, you know he's going to take everything anyway at death. Why not give him now voluntarily what he's going to take anyway? My mother had this philosophy. About a year before she passed, she gave away pretty much all of her possessions. She said, better to give with a warm hand than a cold hand. So if I'm giving Krishna my relationships, my shoes, my jobs, my idea, my home, my everything, if I've already given it to him, then when he takes it, it's already his. And there's no sting. Right? If I give you a gift and you say, okay, well, let me just leave it here for now, I'll pick it up later, I've already given it to you. And when you come to pick it up, it already wasn't mine anymore. This one I really like. This is the start before the start. The start we didn't know until hindsight. You know, sometimes you start a business or a project or a relationship or something and you realize, this actually started this many months ago or this many years ago when that happened, or I met this person, or I read this thing, but I didn't know at the time that that was the start. So that start before the start, that's Krishna. Among women, I am famed. So women who are famous for their dharma. Like here we have Sita. We think of Kantari, Draupadi. That is Krishna. And he is the Shri of women. Shri means like sparkly brilliance. And the beauty of women. So I was just reading the other day, my god sister Rukmini, when she was like 16, and she joined the movement. She met Prabhupada, and Prabhupada said to her, you are very beautiful. Use that beauty in Krishna's service. So the beauty of women is meant to be used in Krishna's service, not for the manipulation of the woman and not for the lust of the men. We see this as also Krishna. And among women, I am fine speech. So actually in Bhagavatam 9.5.7, it is stated that Sudarshan, the Sudarshan chakra of the Lord, is the master of speech. So speech that illuminates, that destroys ignorance, that enlightens. When women speak like that, that is Krishna. And among women, I am memory. Prabhupada talks about the ability to read many books and understand their meaning. And women tend to be particularly good at this, and that is Krishna. And among women, intelligence, or Medha. So do any of you know the verse about Lord Chaitanya, what uses the word Medha? Su Medha Saha, those who have beautiful or auspicious Medha, they will join the Sankirtan movement. And Prabhupada writes in his commentary, the third verse of Teachings of Queen Kunti, that sociologically speaking, generally women outnumber men in religious functions. That is certainly true here today. That is not always true, but we definitely have more women here than men today. And he says this is because women have a natural intelligence to accept the authority of God and surrender to him. So this natural, beautiful intelligence of women to surrender to the Lord and join the Sankirtan movement is Krishna. And steadfastness, ji, when women are faithful and chaste and determined, that is Krishna. And patience. So how many of you ladies are mothers? How many mothers do we have here? So do you have to be patient with your children? Yeah? Say you have three choices. You can be patient, have someone else watch them, or give them away, right? Or maybe go crazy. Maybe that's another choice. And here in the top, you see Sukanya and Chaivana Muni, so you guys don't listen to this. Do you have to be patient with your husbands? Yeah? Don't tell them that, though. So that's Krishna. And of poetry, I am the Gayatri. Those of us who chant the Gayatri every day, yes? That is God in the form of a poem. So this one I don't think works in South Africa. You have your seasons are in a different time. But for those above the equator, this is the harvest season. So what is our Gaudiya Vaishnava Harvest Festival? What's our harvest festival in Gaudiya Vaishnavism? Govardhan Puja. See, you don't think of that because that's not your harvest season. That's your springtime. And so you're like, harvest season then? We're just planting then. But pretty much every culture, unless you're right smack on the equator, has some kind of harvest season, right? The equator, they harvest all year. So that joy of the harvest is Krishna. Then Krishna also says he's flower-bearing spring. So you don't have much of a winter here, but in places where there's, a cold, dark winter, and after that, the spring with the flowers, the youthfulness of the seasons. Krishna is ever youthful. We'll talk about that next time we're here. That is Krishna. And the gambling of cheats, so this is interesting. Gambling is a really interesting form of cheating. Usually when you get cheated, you don't know you're being cheated till later, correct? Like you think, oh, this is a nice person, and then all of a sudden your bank account's empty, and you're like, what happened? But gambling, they're up front from the beginning. All right, let's sit down at the table, deal the cards. I'm going to try to cheat you, and you're going to try to cheat me. Everybody knows that cheating is going on, and you still engage in it. This is one of my favorite, that Krishna says he's the splendor. This is called Adbhuta Ras, the pleasure of wonder. So Srila Rupa Goswami says that this Adbhuta Ras, or wonder, has to be present anytime we get any pleasure in anything. There's always some element of splendor. And that's Krishna. Krishna is the wow factor in anything. Victory, that sense we get when we're victorious, that's Krishna. Adventure, the uncertainty of an adventure. Right? The hopefulness, but the uncertainty. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that we should see this world as the Lord's Leela and our whole life as an adventure with Him. Now, before he said he was the strength of the strong, free of passion and desire, but now he says he's all strength. What did Hiranyakashipu ask Prahlad about strength? Does anybody know? Nobody? What did Hiranyakashipu ask Prahlad about strength and power? Yes. Where do you get your superhuman power from, Prahlad? And what did Prahlad say? What does Prahlad answer? The same place that you do. I get my strength from the same place you do, Father, from Krishna. Even the demons are actually getting their strength from Krishna. And punishment. If ever we feel, maybe this isn't so applicable here, but if ever you have any sense of safety because the criminals are getting punished, and that is Krishna. This is a really nice one. We don't win all of life's battles, isn't it? Sometimes we're defeated. But have you ever been defeated, but you didn't give up your integrity? You lost. You didn't get what you wanted. You didn't get what was due you. It wasn't fair, but you kept your principles. You kept your integrity. Didn't that feel like a kind of victory? Yeah? That's Krishna. He says he is silence. Prabhupada comments on this in his purport to 1038. He says, among the confidential activities of hearing, thinking, and meditating, silence is most important because by silence one can make progress very quickly. In the silence we can hear Krishna. He's our wisdom, that sense of realization, of understanding. And again he says he's the seed. Here he says he's the seed of everything. The seeds of our projects, our relationships, our ideas, our homes, our jobs, our everything. That's Krishna. This is also one of my favorites. There's so many beautiful, amazing things in this world. And this world is the lowest of the middle planets. How many glorious, amazing things must there be in this universe? And this is one of the smaller universes. There's so many universes. All of the beautiful, glorious things, all put together, are only a spark of what is Krishna. Whenever we appreciate anything in this world, we can think this is a spark of a spark of a spark of how wonderful and beautiful and glorious is Krishna. So we looked at chapters 7, 9, and 10. There's a few in chapter 15. The splendor of the sun, the beauty of sunrise, sunset, the glory of full noon, the splendor of the moon, reflecting on the water like diamonds, looking like a pearl in the sky. The splendor of fire, like how we like to watch fire dance. Everyone like to watch fire dance. the pilot of the planets. You know, generally when we're in a moving vehicle, we're aware that it's moving. Did anybody feel the earth moving? Amazing, isn't it? The earth is going a lot faster than a plane. we feel like we're just standing still. The moon that gives the different taste to all the vegetables. The fire of digestion, this is a nice one to meditate on. Right? Like yesterday I had some bread. Now it's turned into my earlobe. How did that happen? Okay. I ate an avocado. It became my nose. How does that happen? Right? How do grapes turn into your fingernails? That's done by the fire of digestion. How amazing Krishna is. And he joins with the prana, moving the food from our mouth to our esophagus, to our stomach, to our small intestine, throughout all of our bloodstream, and nourishing our whole body. Well, now we're at chapter 15, verse 15. So we're now at 15:15. This verse is Sarvasya Chaham Riddhi Sannivisto Matasmatirganam Apohanam Cha. I give intelligence, knowledge, and forgetfulness. So this was one of our favorite verses in our family. Whenever anybody would lose something, we would say, chant 15:15, and you'll find it. You know, Mata, I can't find my other sock. Well, just chant 15:15. Sarvasya Chaham Riddhi Sannivisto Matasmatirganam Apohanam Cha. Found it. So one time when I was traveling, one devotee came out to me and said, Urmila, I can't find my phone. I said, well, just chant 15:15. So she started going around the room saying, 15:15, 15:15. I don't know if you're broadcasting this, but if she's watching, hello, Mahalakshmi. Okay, so I said that I would have a special treat for you. hope you all like that. So I want to now to ask which one of the things that we mentioned would you like to meditate on during the next week? Somebody? Yes? All the sounds. Oh, that's a fun and challenging one. Okay, somebody else? Yes. The what of all living entities? The liveliness, the life of all that lives. Wonderful. That is wonderful. You'll make such fast spiritual advancement if you do that. That's wonderful. Yes, somebody else. Yes. There's a mic, okay.
Hare Krishna. Mataji, how are you?
I'm fine.
Okay, so this is very important what I have to say.
Okay.
You asked a question, why we cannot think of Krishna.
No, I don't want this now. You can tell me this later. Right now, I just want to know what you want to meditate on this week.
Oh, we can meditate on Krishna, yes.
Which one of these that I presented today?
Well, I meditate on the chanting and book distribution, that's important. Oh, I think
So
I
you want
didn't
to
understand.
meditate on how Krishna is the chanting of the holy name?
Yes.
Okay, good. And
So you
whatever
don't
else
know
you want to
something
say,
else?
yes, but that after I ask everybody else,
Okay.
then I'll ask you. So you just keep that mic and we'll call on you in a minute. All right. Somebody else, what do you want to meditate from here for this week? Yes, all the way over there. Oh, our ability. So we're not thinking it's my ability, it's Krishna. Excellent. Okay, somebody else. Yes. The taste of water. Actually, the taste of anything liquid. I don't know what liquid they're going to serve for the Sunday feast, but that taste will also be Krishna. Okay, somebody else. Yes. Most dear friend. Lovely, lovely. Somebody else back there? Yes. All opulent, beautiful things are just a spark of Krishna's splendor. That is, it will really help you fall in love with Krishna when you meditate on that one. Okay, somebody else. Yes, okay. Oh, you like the 15-15. Oh, cool. Yes. Setting, working, and work towards achieving goals. Wonderful, yes. I wasn't able to hear that. Time. Excellent, excellent. Somebody else. Anybody else? Yes. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear it. The strength of the strong. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So I don't know, I think we just have one or two books left. If you want to go more deeply into this, is this the last one or do we have one more? We have two books left. So if you would like to go more deeply into this, I will be coming back. When am I coming back here? Huh? Tuesday. Okay, so I'm going to be back here Tuesday evening, and we're going to do the same thing, but from Krishna's qualities in the nectar of devotion. So then we're going to start from the 64 qualities of Krishna, and how can the things in the world remind me of those? So again, if you'd like to go more deeply into this, we also have a section here from the Bhagavatam, and we have some nice illustrations. And these are just little 2 to 5 minute meditations on each of these. And I worked on this with Kamalasita, who is originally from South Africa. Some of you may know her from the Cape Town area. This was illustrated by Nadia Mani, who's a famous kirtaneer. So we have a couple of these left, which you can get here at a good price, because I brought them in my suitcases. They are also available on Amazon as paperback, hardback, and as an ebook. I'm sorry I couldn't bring more. So thank you very, very much. I think you had some comments, some gentleman, he had that comment? Yes, what was the comment you wanted to make? And please keep it
Hare
short
Krishna.
because it's already getting
Sorry,
late.
we've got no time. Mataji, earlier on you mentioned that what makes you, how can we think of Krishna?
Yes.
Okay. I'll be very honest here. I think today people are focusing too much on the degree, on the material things. Now the degree is only a piece of paper, but at the time of death, it's of no value. What's important is antekale chama
And he says this to somebody who has a bunch of degrees.
Thank you, Mataji.
Boy, now I feel welcome to come back here.
I don't want to come back to. Thank you, Mataji.
I did really try when earning my degrees to do it for Prabhupada. I really did try. You know, when I went up on that stage, they don't really give you your diploma on that stage. You know, they really just give you a rolled up piece of blank paper. They actually give you your actual diploma later, you know. But when I went up there in that PhD gown with my tilak on to get that rolled up piece of paper, I said, Prabhupada, I'm doing this for you. So, yes, and I don't know if any of you, we're going to be teaching next weekend career Dharma at the Radharanath Temple, Radharanath Temple. And there we're going to be talking about how not only to find what is your proper career, where do you belong, what is your nature, but in the last session there, so the first two sessions will be about how to find out your nature. The third session will be what happens to you in society if you do the wrong work, if you do someone else's work. And the last session will be looking at all 9 principles of career Dharma. And there we're looking at how to take your degrees and your work and everything, and those sounds are Krishna too, by the way, and how to use them in the service of the divine. So to do both, right? Ishopanishad says do both. Knowledge and ignorance, sat and asat. And it's not a question, my dear friends, of balance. It's a question of harmonizing. See the world as the body of God. He is the object of knowledge. He is our ability. He is everything we're doing. When we see like that, there is no material world. So thank you very much. Any mistakes here are mine. Please excuse those. Anything good here is coming from Srila Prabhupada, our acharyas and the Shastras, and certainly not from me. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, for that very, very inspiring lecture. And we take away from this looking or finding ways to find the Lord in everything that surrounds us. Devotees, I just have a few more announcements to make, so please, I beg your indulgence. On Tuesday's Namahat, Mataji will be back here, so please, at 7 o'clock, if you could all come forward and to listen to Mataji and the lecture that she's going to give us. Then on the 11th, which is on Wednesday, it's Gita Jayanti. So the recital of the Bhagavad Gita starts at 3:30 and finishes at 7 p.m. and everyone is welcome. On the 14th of December, the NJP is launching their Food for Life program. And so we do need sponsors. We need people to help to clean vegetables, to do the cooking, and to help with the distribution of the prasad. The cooking will start, I think, at about 4 in the morning. This is on the 14th. On the 21st, we're having a fundraiser, which is Auntie Ramba, and the show starts at 6 p.m. We would appreciate if devotees could assist us with either purchasing or selling of the tickets. On the 22nd, there's going to be a flea market in the hall from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. And if you have any old clothes, any items that you wish that you're not, we, in the material world, we see, we buy, and we don't really need. So if you have things that you have not used in the last 2 years, you're not going to use it. So we are saying to you, please, can you bring it forward, and we will try and resell it. But we need it to be here at the gift shop by the 19th. However, please, management says that please make sure that whatever you do bring forward is in working order. Then, on behalf of the management, you know that we have started our book marathon, and every week we are giving away a gift to someone who has purchased or has taken books for distribution. So, Mataji, if I can just ask you to do us. Oh, is Mataji leaving? Oh, okay. So we are going to have, a gift for somebody, and Mataji will do the presentation to the devotee. On the 22nd of December, our special guest also is His Grace Kishori Das. He will be doing the Sunday Love Feast lecture. So please also, let's take advantage of his association. Prabhu, you have some announcements? Oh, okay. So Mataji, we just need you to take the name out from there, and we will announce who is the person getting the surprise gift today. Okay. You will give them a gift, Mataji. This. We're having this every week, Mataji. Ryan Kiopasad. Ryan Kiopasad, are you here? If he's not here, do I pick another one? Yes. Ryan, oh, he's coming forward. Hare Krishna. So thank you, Ryan, for your support. Please, everyone, the book table is at the back. If you wish to take books for distribution, please go through. We also have calendars for sale. Thank you so much. Please, after the Aarti and Kirtan, we will proceed to the hall for Prasad. Hare Krishna, go safely.
जय श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा देवी की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Yeho! Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Jagannath. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, oh, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, oh, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Radhe. Hari Ma, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jaya Baladev, Jai Subhadra. Jagannath Swami Nayana Pathagami Bhavatu me. O Jagannath Swami Nayana Pathagami Bhavatu me. जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भव तुम्हें
नयन पथगामी भव तुम्हें
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधे
Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Govinda Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai Govinda Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai Govinda Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai
Jaya Gopal Jaya
Oh Govinda Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai Oh Govinda Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jai Jai
Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jai
Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jai Jai Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jai Jai
Jai Jai Gopal Jai
Oh Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jai Jai
Jai Jai Gopal Jai
Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jai Jai Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Riva.
Hare Ram Ram Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Radhe. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,